People need to know this story. NLSA is the largest, one of the oldest, and the best positioned organization in Western Pennsylvania to provide access to civil justice to underprivileged people in this region. There isn't another organization that can match it in depth and breadth and experience and track record. There was a time, I think, when this country was politically more committed to providing civil legal representation as a matter of right. I think that as time has gone on and budget constraints have arisen, that commitment has become less and less at the governmental level. And the private sector has been looked to more and more to provide those resources. And when the private sector has to provide those resources, or resources that relate to the justice system, the legal profession in turn is the first place that those resources have to be marshaled. When the 2000 census numbers were analyzed and the demographic trends in this region were pinned down, NLSA wound up losing about $400,000 in public money as a result of demographic shifts. That's a huge amount of money for this organization, and money that we had to go out and find and raise just to maintain the same level of services. And when this demographic shift takes place, because of the shift toward an older and aging population and a needier population, perversely the need for NLSA services goes up. So the resources go down, the need goes up, and we have to fill that gap. We don't see those sorts of trends changing anytime soon. The money that goes to NLSA is really highly leveraged. The organization can't afford to assign a lawyer to every potential client who would qualify for representation. And so what we have to do is take those dollars and not only fund direct representation, but also create things like legal clinics that will enable people to represent themselves, or programs for volunteer lawyers to train the volunteers and to put them into positions where they can do the representation instead of a full-time NLSA lawyer. The people whom NLSA supports are our neighbors. If we're in business, they're our customers. They are our fellow citizens in this region. While lawyers can lead, we believe it is appropriate and a good thing to have other members of the community, either individual or businesses, help with the effort to bring legal services to the underprivileged. There are lots of ways to lend support to NLSA. Some of them involve writing a check, some of them don't. The underwriting opportunities are significant. The volunteer opportunities are significant, both for lawyers and for non-lawyers alike. There is always the need for advocacy on behalf of the advocates. NLSA needs people who are willing to speak out for it, both in the general community and also in targeted communities like the political community. I don't know that we will ever completely close the gap between the promise and the reality of equal access. I do know that the only organizations that can do that or move in that direction are organizations like NLSA.